Now you mentioned MIT is involved with the shaping and the running of the program.
Mm-hmm.
So MIT and MIT Sloan, they're of course very well known. We had in the past already Tom Davenport in knowledge
Mm-hmm.
management. We have Stuart Mendick, who
Mm-hmm.
wrote that famous
Yes.
paper about how a chief data officer can actually, through simple self-assessments, find an orientation
Mm-hmm.
and a growth. Tremendous other papers are interesting. If you talk about the CDO certification
Mm-hmm.
program you provide, does it provide a mix of different instructors and professors from both institutes?
Yeah, exactly. So what we've tried to do is assemble. Of course, it's in various stages. So right now we have developed sort of the foundational curriculum, and we have a number of professors who are experts in their field. Some coming from MIT and Northeastern, and some that we have locally there in Arkansas. And each covers modules of the program. And of course,
Yep.
we start off with this same thing that Michael was talking about, strategy, because the real key for Chief Data Officer is leading and building a strategy that they can lead.
Yep.
And but there's a lot of foundational. Some come into the training from different backgrounds. So if they're coming from an IT background, then they probably need more reinforcement on some of the people skills and the business skills. And conversely, those that are coming in from the business side need to be familiar with the technologies like the analytics and the data governance.
All right, thank you, John. Well, the people sides, we're going to get right back to that, but I think we can close off this one of these very important conclusions we had yesterday. So it's clear these chief data officers, these people that have that aspiration we met yesterday, clearly emphasized again that they want to actually compare each other's objectives. They want to see, talk to each other more often, and then hopefully these certification programs and others, so like the self-paced learning, can help bootstrap and standardize in certain way the practice. But another thing, and we also already touched lightly upon it, was change, right?
Yeah.
So there's the organizational change, and there are different ways to do that. People always talk about the carrot and the stick.
Yeah.
Or they talk about, we talked earlier about bottom-up versus top-down
Yes.
approach. You talked quite a bit about two main approaches and how to define change. And then which is a very, of course, another big topic, is then how to measure the change, and be careful not to simplify. To simplify metrics. There are different types of metrics to actually measure the impact of the change for the good of the data-driven enterprise.
Fortunately, I get to teach that course almost every semester, so it's sort of fresh on my mind, is that change management, CDOs are disruptors. They're bringing in new concepts, new ideas about how information is used as an asset to generate value for the organization. And so that's, people don't always have that orientation. So there's some change required in the organization, and there's sort of two main schools of thought in the change world. One, John Cotter, who's at Harvard, has published one of the seminal works in that called Leading Change, and he's more of the view that you really have to create a sense of urgency. People are not generally motivated to change on their own when they're in a comfortable position, and so essentially you have to make them uncomfortable, sort of the stick approach.
Yeah.
But also the carrot is to give them a vision of where they need to get to. Another person quite well known is Peter Senge, who wrote The Fifth Discipline, but he also has a book out called The Dance of Change. And he gives another view on this, that actually people really want to change, they want to do better, but that there's a lot of barriers in the organization that keep them from really doing what they would like to do. So his take is to really simply provide education, which again we said is very important, And then also try to remove the barriers and that there would be a natural growth. And I think the discussion, which was a really great discussion we had in the workshop, people see that it's really a mixture of both, that there are people who are really motivated, all you need to do is remove barriers, but there's others that are quite comfortable in their situation and they need more motivation to move forward.